Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Senator Tom Davis is with me now, and we have a lot to get to, Senator, so thank you for being here this morning. Let's just jump right in with kind of the state of what's going on economically as it pertains to the Savannah Port and the Jasper Ocean Terminal, a hot topic for many years now.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, and I appreciate you having me to talk a little bit more about it. Now, I mean, everybody in this area remembers the 2006 documentary that was done talking about the corridor of shame, about, how these rural counties along I-95, Hampton, Colleton, Allendale, were really impoverished. Their schools were bad, health outcomes were bad. And it was really something that was embarrassing. And what I'm pleased to report is in the last few years, the progress that we've made in bringing infrastructure dollars into southern Jasper County, there have literally been billions of dollars of private investment going into those rural communities now. And what we're starting to see is the integration of Port of Savannah activities into southern Jasper County. They've run out of room on the Georgia side of the Savannah River. And so what we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years are warehouses, distribution centers, other shipping logistics infrastructure going into that area. And what you're seeing as a consequence of that are better paying jobs. And as a consequence of better paying jobs, residents of Jasper County and to some extent Hampton County are seeing better schools, better healthcare outcomes, better living wages. And I'm really excited about that because, this is truly a situation where a rising economic tide is lifting all boats. County jurisdictional lines, they really don't matter in the broader scheme of things. If something good is happening in our adjacent counties, if these rural areas that have historically been impoverished are now doing better, that's good for the people of Beaufort County. And so that's the message I'm trying to get out there, is that a lot of the work that we've been putting into this for the last 10 years is now starting to come to fruition. And I think we're going to see quality of life and improve for everybody in our Lowcountry area.
Well, that is very exciting, and I appreciate you sharing all that with us. And so another hot topic, of course, has been the corridor, the 278 corridor, the bridge project. Where are we with that right now?
Well, two things I would say about that. First of all, we got a $120 million grant from the State Infrastructure Bank to help us build that new corridor to Hilton Head Island. And that was at a time where, that was almost, 40% of the available infrastructure money for that year came to Beaufort County. So first of all, I would say it's an example of how our delegation down here is presenting our case to state institutions, and we're now finally getting an equitable share of highway dollars coming back into Beaufort County. And by way of a tangential reference here, we're also getting I-95 widened to 3 lanes in each direction from the Georgia-South Carolina line to Walterboro. So, but in regard to the aesthetics and the functionality and the appearance of the Hilton Head bridge corridor, I mean, that is now the subject of some very intense debate amongst people on Hilton Head Island, which is where that debate should be taking place. I want my constituents, my residents, my constituents on Hilton Head Island and in the greater Hilton Head Island area, being Bluffton, I want them making the decisions in regard to how this looks. I don't want, well-meaning highway engineers in Columbia designing something that is going to be a signature piece of infrastructure for the Lowcountry in general and for Hilton Head in particular. So my understanding is that the town of Hilton Head, at my suggestion and urging, they hired a land use consultant, they hired an independent engineer to review the SCDOT plans. They're going to be making those recommended changes to the DOT, and hopefully we'll have something in place in the next few weeks, and we'll start to get that process moving forward too. So these are all really good things. I mean, you get people engaged, you get the state recognizing that this is an important area of the state that deserves, some appropriation. So I'm really excited on both of those fronts as well.
So we've got about 30 seconds left. Kind of just give us a little snippet of what you see as the top issues for the General Assembly in 2022.
Right. I think COVID-19, is still an issue before us. And right now, I started out by last summer making sure that there were adequate tests available for those who wanted to know their status. Earlier this year, I wanted to make sure that Beaufort County and Jasper County got their equitable allocation of the vaccine doses. Now I'm shifting those energies to make sure that our area has a sufficient supply of doses for those who want boosters. So, that we continue to work on COVID-19. I want to make sure that my constituents have available to them those things to keep them safe. So a busy schedule right now, a lot on my plate.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for all you do, and thank you for stopping by today.
Yes, ma'am. Great. Thanks for having me.
We'll chat with the mayor next. Stay with us.